back, and what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to level this floor. Now, this is an old house. It's kind of high in this corner here. When I put a level on it, see, I got it level here, but look, I've got 3/4 of an inch of plywood here. All right, so what I've decided to do here, I've got some floor leveling cement mix, but you got to fill up the volume a bit, or otherwise you're going to have an inch of cement mix. And I found the spot on the floor where I put a piece of plywood where it makes it level. See, I've got it level there now. I got a gap under here, so what I've got is I've got some 3/4 plywood. I'm going to screw this down. I'm going to measure and screw down some 5/8 plywood beside it, and then I'm going to fill it with some other pieces here. And then what I'm going to do is then I'm going to put the floor leveler on top of that. The reason I'm putting the plywood in here is to take up some of the volume that you would normally have to fill with the concrete leveler. And if you've ever bought concrete leveler, you'll know it's like, it's quite expensive. It's $30 a bag, So the least amount of that you can use, the better. So that's the approach. Okay, so I got these ones positioned. I put some screws in them and measuring around them. I've gone out and cut some other pieces here. There's one there. Okay, so I got those pieces in there. Got that one in here, that one in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my level out here, and I'm going to see where the 5/8 plywood has to go to fill under it. Okay, I got my level in place here. You can see it's up on that 3/4 plywood there, and it's level. So there's my scrap of 5/8, and it'll fit under there without touching the level. Good. And what we're going to do is we're just going to bring that back this way until it just barely starts to touch the level. I think it's right about there in that instance. Right about there. You don't want it to lift it, you just want it to be touching it. And see, it's still good there. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to draw a line there, and then I'll just measure a piece of 5/8 that'll go from here to the edge of that 3/4, and then we'll have a more gradual transition along here. And we got this plywood laid down here. The stuff closest to the wall over there is 3/4 of an inch thick, and this stuff here is 5/8 of an inch thick, and this darker stuff is 3/8 of an inch thick. And so we've filled quite a bit of volume of space there that we would normally have to fill with the self-leveling concrete mix. The other thing I did yesterday before I finished was I roughed up the smooth bits of plywood with heavy sandpaper, like 50 grit sandpaper. I put on this Level Quick. It's an advanced acrylic primer, and it helps the concrete leveling compound to stick to the floor. Okay. And a concern would be slippery plywood, for example. So I've basically roughed up the plywood, put on this Level Quick, and it's dry. And so we're just about ready to pour the leveling compound. Okay, so here's the product I'm using, self-leveling underlayment, and comes in it's a 50-pound bag. They always go a little shy on the water you should use. If you follow the directions on this bag for the amount of water you need to use to mix this stuff is going to be too thick. It's not going to flow. So you got to add more. You got to add probably a quart more water. And I was afraid of doing that the first time I did it because I thought maybe it would take too long to harden. But if you add an extra liter to this, half a liter to a liter, depending on it, you can have to experiment depending on the manufacturer. But this one in particular, this Myepi stuff, you got to add about an extra quart of water. Now you see how liquidy it is? Just like that, that's how you want it. Okay, so you want it to run everywhere when it's on the floor. You want it to run into every little crevice, and you want it to not lump up. There we go. Pour that along there. There. You see how that's migrating? Okay, pour some back in here. Let's see what that does. There. And we'll pour the rest out here. Okay. then we're going to have to put some in that closet too there. Yeah, that's going pretty much as predicted. I knew it would be low in that corner, even with the plywood there, because you know your level only hit the top of this edge of the plywood, and it would be high in the center. That's fine. Yeah, that's just about right. Need another bucket over in here. Okay, there we go. Pour some down in there. Let's see how that works. It's going to run right to the corner there. Okay. Yeah, it's working just about as I predicted. It's going to slowly come out this way. That's looking pretty good, I think. Yeah, a little splash on the wall there. Baseboard will take care of that. Okay. Okay. I'll just move it out a little bit like this, just to make sure it's not too heavy in the back there, and then it'll flow back if it needs to. If it, you know, it's liquidy enough for a while here that it's going to flow back if it needs to flow back, like that. And then what I usually like to do is soften the edge. Just take the broom and I just go on the edge like that and soften it. Yeah, like that. And then a little like that. Just soften that edge, and then it'll flow into that edge a little smoother maybe. But you can see where you don't want it much thicker than that. You want it to run. You want it to flatten itself out. Let gravity do the work. And there it is. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Let that out a bit. See, it's nice and runny. Okay. I think I'm gonna just let that harden. And there it is, all hardened. And it's pretty level. Look at that. I'm happy with that, considering what it was. And there's where it runs into the closet. And that came out really good. Check that out. I'm happy with that. Okay, that's how that's done. Hopefully that's helped somebody. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.